Jane, guess what? My boss at work is really open-minded.
Open-minded means someone is willing to listen to new ideas and try new things. Really? What happened?
I shared an idea, an online fishing game.
How does that work? Do people fish on their phones?
Not exactly. The player chooses a real place, like a river on the app. Then a real person goes there and fishes for them, like ordering a Grab driver. Of course, the fishing spots have to be safe, not just anywhere.
That's wild. Did your boss laugh?
No. He just smiled and said, "Let's do a market survey first." He isn't foolish. He won't invest right away.
Sounds smart. Not all bosses want new ideas from junior staff.
Right, but I feel lucky. At least he listens.
Sometimes people just refuse to listen at all.
Exactly, like my friend's wife. She's the opposite of my boss.
She's not open-minded?
Not at all. She never wants to try anything new. My friend invited her to travel, try new food, but she always says no. She gets upset if her husband comes home late. She never cares if he worked overtime or just wanted to relax. She scolds him no matter what.
That sounds exhausting.
Exhausting means it makes you feel very tired, right? Yeah. My friend feels stuck. He just wants a bit of freedom, but she won't let him.
My dad is a bit like that, but with me.
He's strict?
Very. He keeps telling me to get married soon.
Why does he care so much?
He says that's the tradition. Girls should marry young to be happy. But honestly, I haven't found anyone I really like.
Does he listen to how you feel?
No, he just repeats the same thing again and again.
Sounds a bit closed-minded, don't you think?
Closed-minded means not willing to accept new ideas or listen to others. Yeah, my dad is really set in his ways. He never changes his mind about these things.
Set in his ways. Yeah, some people just stick to their habits. Never try anything new.
That's right. My dad still lives and thinks like when he was young. Sometimes I wish he would just ask me what I want.
Maybe he thinks he's protecting you.
Maybe, but it feels like I have no choice.
Our parents' generation sees things so differently from us.
I know I want to decide my own life, but it's not easy.
So what makes a person open-minded?
Maybe it's being able to listen, accept new ideas, and not judge too fast.
And not afraid to try something different, even just once.
Maybe some people just get stuck in old ways of thinking.
Yeah, it's like the saying, "You can't teach an old dog new tricks." Some people never want to change.
You can't teach an old dog new tricks. I've heard that before. It means if someone always thinks the same way, they will never try new things.
So that's what we call close-minded, right?
Yes. And open-minded people are different. They want to learn, to listen, and to accept things can change.
I wish more people around us could be open-minded, at least a little.
Me too. Life would be so much easier.
You know, Jane, when my boss heard my fishing game idea, he didn't just say yes or no right away.
He wanted to check if it really works, right?
Exactly. He said, "Let's do a market survey first. Let's see what real players think."
That's real open-mindedness. He listens, but he also looks for proof, not just feelings.
Open-mindedness, right. He even asked me, "Why do you believe this idea will work?" I had to explain my reasons.
I wish everyone could question their own ideas like that.
Sometimes people just accept things because it's always been that way.
That's what my dad always says. This is our tradition. Don't question it.
But open-minded people ask, why? And what if there's a better way?
Why? And what if there's a better way? True. I think being open-minded means you're brave enough to challenge your own ideas.
Some people think open-minded means you just believe everything you hear. But it's not like that. My boss is careful. He listens, then checks, then decides.
Some people think if you're open-minded, you believe everything. But that's wrong.
Exactly. Open-minded means you listen and consider new things, but you check carefully before.
I have a friend, Tuan. He's so eager for new things, sometimes he falls for online scams.
That's why open-minded doesn't mean naive. You still have to think for yourself.
My mom says, don't just open your mind so much that your brain falls out.
That's funny, but it's true. People who are open-minded learn new things faster.
Right. My uncle lost his job, but he learned computers and now works online.
My aunt was very set in her ways, but after meeting new friends, she even tried yoga.
The world changes so fast, we need to be flexible.
My boss says, be ready to learn, unlearn, and relearn.
That's real growth.
I sometimes feel afraid to change. But then I remember, the only constant is change. Did you know Thomas Edison tried over 1,000 ways before making the light bulb work?
That's real open-mindedness and patience.
Imagine if he had said, it never works, I give up.
The world would be much darker, literally. I like to remember every expert was once a beginner.
You know, I read that many powerful kings in history lost their kingdoms because they only listened to what they wanted to hear.
Right. They refused to accept the truth, even when someone warned them about danger.
They were too close-minded.
My teacher said, a king who only wants praise is digging his own grave. It's the same in modern times. Countries can avoid a lot of conflict if they try to see things from the other side's perspective.
Perspective means the way someone sees or understands a situation. Imagine if two groups fighting each other could just stop and ask, what does the other side really need?
What does the other side really need? Maybe they'd find a better way, or at least learn to respect each other more.
Hey, do you think being open-minded helps us learn English faster?
For sure, I used to be so shy. I was afraid to speak because I worried about mistakes.
Me too. I thought people would laugh at my accent.
If you never make mistakes, you never learn. I love that saying.
Sometimes I ask myself, what if there's a better way to learn English that I haven't tried yet?
What if I try something new, even if it feels strange? That's a great way to push yourself, Will. I always followed my old habits before.
If I never try, I'll never know what I can do. I use that to remind myself every time I feel too scared to join a new class or speak up. What if I tried speaking English to someone new today, even if I feel nervous?
Is my fear real or am I just imagining it? What's the worst that can happen if you make a mistake?
Can I learn something from someone whose English is different from mine?
Do I judge new methods too quickly just because they seem strange?
What can I do today that's just a bit out of my comfort zone?
A mind is like a parachute. It only works if it's open.
I promise. And whenever I feel stuck, I'll ask myself, is there another way? What am I afraid to try?
Sometimes I watch English videos from different countries, not just American movies.
I even tried learning from a kid's channel. At first it felt silly, but it helped my listening.
I used to think only my way was right, but now I try new methods and learn from anyone, even kids.
Sometimes my niece teaches me funny English phrases from cartoons. Now, I think the best thing about my boss is his open-mindedness in business.
That's why your company always has fresh projects. People feel safe to speak up.
I've heard of companies where leaders never change, so the business falls behind.
Like the story of Kodak. They were too close-minded and lost their market.
In today's world, you have to be flexible and ready to accept new trends.
True. And being open-minded also helps when working with partners from other cultures.
Jane, last week I read about a bakery that almost closed during the pandemic.
Really? What happened?
Their boss was very close-minded at first. He didn't want to try online sales or delivery.
That's risky. Most people changed to survive.
But one young worker suggested opening a Facebook page and offering buy one, get one free deals.
Did the boss accept?
At first, he said no. But after seeing other bakeries succeed, he finally agreed.
And did it work?
Honestly, we don't know yet. It's still too early. Maybe time will tell if it was the right move.
See, that's the power of being open-minded in business. Sometimes you have to try and wait for results.
Jane, does your dad have any weakness when it comes to changing his thinking?
Well, Dad actually loves my mom a lot, but they got divorced.
Oh, really? Then here's a challenge for your dad. What if he tries to win back your mom? I bet that would force him to be more open-minded.
Maybe you're right. If Dad wants another chance, he'll have to change a lot.
So, Jane, you'll have to teach your dad how to be more open-minded and help him learn to ask open questions too.
Deal! If Dad learns to ask the right questions, who knows? Maybe everything will change for the better.